Shalom, call Haloim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. It's your brother Azariah, back with another lesson through the spirit of Rakakadash, going into this digital technocracy that the elites, they about to roll out in the very near future. You have Fortune 500 companies selling assets, liquidating assets, closing down hundreds of locations, laying off a large portion of their workforce. Credit card debt is now at an all-time high. They're literally phasing out cash. And I got an article that we'll get to show you just that. But this has always been the plan. This is the plan for the elites to gain more control and to ultimately bring about this NWO that we always speak about. And to hell with what the mainstream analysts will say regarding the economy, a lot of them will tell you that we're not in a recession. Well, clearly, we are in a recession because that's what the average American consumer will tell you because they feeling it directly in their pockets. See? And it also lets you know that this economy is falling. The dollar is becoming worth less because everything that you need to sustain your life is now more expensive than ever. People having to work multiple jobs just to have some kind of income, stressed out, ready to crash out. So this is not a sign of a strong economy. This is a sign of a failing currency. You see? So this, you know, what they're about to do as far as putting the Cbdc in place, this is a precursor to the MOTB. This thing gonna come first, and then after people are pretty much made to submit to this thing, then they're gonna roll out the implant. Then they're gonna roll out the Neuralink, and they're gonna cause you to take that insertable device. This is the hour of temptation that we're coming into. And things, if you think things is bad now, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is only the beginning. You know, so this won't even be a long video. This is just this is going to be short and straight to the point, you know, because we already understand what these devils got going on. But just to show that what the true men of the Lord have been speaking of, these things are about to happen in real time. And a lot of these guys, you know, leaders of other camps that scoffed against the MOTB being the chip, well, what do you guys say now? It's June. Ain't no microchip. What you got to say now, man? These things are here. You can't gainsay against this no more. It's in your face now. So we're going to see what they're going to do. We're going to see if they're going to retract and start teaching the truth. Or if they just going to continue on in their wickedness and folly. But either way, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to get the glory. So let's check out this redacted clip real quick. I got 2 articles and some precepts, and we'll close out.
Sees the surveillance state is closing in on people. And we saw in Europe just a few weeks ago, Christine Lagarde at the European Central Bank gloating that we now have a threshold of the amount of cash that you're able to spend in the European Union. If you go above a certain threshold, I think it was 1,000 euros. If you spend more than that in cash, you're then considered basically on the gray market, as she described it. Basically, you're a threat. The CBDCs.
Yeah. So they're limiting the amount of cash that people can withdraw from their accounts. And this lets you know that these banks, they don't have the money. If you was to go to the bank right now for whatever reason, like you want to take out cash because you want to buy a car or you want to, you know, just have some cash on hand, and you ask for 10,000, 15,000, they going to tell you that they don't have it. You have the numbers, you have you have the numbers in your bank account, but when you go to the bank to actually withdraw, it's not there. They'll tell you, we can give you this percentage, but you'll have to wait another 7 to 8 business days until the rest is shipped in. That's called fractional reserve banking. You see, these banks, they don't keep all the money in the banks. And that just also shows you that this is not real money. The money that you have in your bank account is really fake, you know. And then on top of that, once this system crashes, once the grid is taken down, all that is going to be wiped clean. See, people not going to have no money, man. See, that's why people need to understand that real money is silver and gold. But even when it comes to silver and gold, in the times that's coming, that's not going to do you no good neither. See, the only thing that's going to save you, that's going to give you comfort, is having a relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's it. This is from People's Voice, 100% digital. The WEF orders governments to outlaw cash for non-licensed individuals. So let me drink some water real quick. Yeah, so the WEF, they're outlawing cash, the use of cash, to non-licensed individual. Using cash to make anonymous purchases that are not monitored by central banks' invasive monitoring system will soon the reserve for VIP elites who hold licenses to use cash. So like it says here, the WEF hosted a summit in Saudi Arabia to quietly share the details of their disturbing plans to completely ban cash in favor of a 100% digital system. You can't make this up. This is exactly what John the Revelator saw on the island of Patmos in that vision. But we'll continue on. While admitting the CV scamdemic was part of the plan to transition consumers away from cash and into the cold embrace of central banks. And check it out. When you look at what happened during that scamdemic, they started introducing hardcore these contactless payments. And the justification for it was, the CV is out here. We don't want to spread the disease. And so, we need to stop using cash, right? Remember, during the very beginning of the pandemic, they actually, a lot of businesses, they stopped taking cash, and they moved to more contactless digital payments. This was all a setup from the very beginning because the elites knew where they wanted to go. You think about it, before the pandemic, using cash was normal. Now, if you go to buy something and you pull out some cash, people almost look at you like you weird, because they've been conditioned now, since this whole thing has been going on, to forego the use of cash. People barely carry cash around no more. I mean, I still like having cash. I still like having cash, but I know a lot of people that don't carry cash at all. Everything is on the card, or they use Apple Pay or Amazon Go or some form of digital payment. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the way to go now. But since the scandemic started, this has been a way to condition the people into accepting this new system. See? So this is what E has done, and when these banks crash, because, you're starting to see these banks need to be bailed out by these bigger banks now, even more. It's pretty much like every week now, like you're having regional banks just start failing. And these larger corporation banks, these central banks, really, they're bailing them out because everything is about to be centralized to the global elite, man. So there is going to be no escape. There is going to be no anonymous payments no more. Everything is going to be tracked, traced, and controlled. That's what it's all about. So if you speak against the agenda, if you open your mouth up against the elites and what they got going on, they can shut you off. They can cut off your bank account and pretty much leave you out there. Unfortunately, for the global elite and their backroom negotiations in the world's most repressive states, we are watching them like a hawk. We have insiders walking the corridors and blowing the whistle, and it is our duty to expose their diabolical plans to the world. During a WEF meeting in Saudi Arabia last week, the central bank governor of Bahrain, Khalid Maidan, said ordinary people cannot be trusted to spend their money how they see fit, and the elite must completely ban cash in the near future in favor of a fully digital solution. And like I mentioned before, this CBDC It's going to come before the MOTB, but the MOTB is already here. They just haven't mandated it for everyone to have it yet. But it's as far as the Neuralink, the thing that Elon Musk is working on, they're doing human trials right now as we speak, and people already have the other device already in their right hand or their left hand. So these things are already here. It's only a matter of time. They're just waiting on the right crisis to where they can bring these things forth. Just like how the right crisis for them at the start of this great reset was what? The CV19. That was the call to stop using cash. That was the call to, start to digitalize everything more, to accelerate that process. You see? So this is where we at, man. This is where we at. And these devils, they about to come down with it on top of all the unrighteous decrees that they put in place right now. Nothing is a coincidence. See? Humaydan also casually boasted that the general public is going to accept the elite's transition to a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, without a struggle. Yeah, majority of these people, they are going to do it. Because why? They trust in the strength of Egypt. They trust in this world. They're again, they've already been conditioned to accept this thing. So why would they buck up against it? Even though they understand what the repercussions of it are. They understand they're not going to be anonymous to make payments no more. They understand that they're going to that they can be cut off at any time. They understand that when it gets to that point, even now, the money is really not theirs, but they're going to take it anyway out of fear and because they don't know nothing else. You see, they're not going to care that these CBDCs are controlled by the elites because, listen, everybody outside of the elect, they're going to fall in line. All right? They're going to fall in line, man, because they don't have no faith. They don't believe in anything beyond this world. This world is their solution. So when E come with that CBDC and he presents it, and is like, this is the new way. Everyone must get this in order to function in this society. People going to bow down. All right? People going to bow down. Now, you are going to have some people resist. You are going to have some of that. But when they take away the food, when they take away the jobs, and then they come with it and say, listen, if you want food, you gotta have this. If you want to work, you gotta have this. If you want to have clothing, housing, whatever, you gotta have this thing. That's when people are gonna fold, man. Okay, that's when people just gonna give it up. Like, hey, you know what? I'm beat. They got me. Because you have a lot of people now talking about they about to rise up against the government with arms and stuff like that. Yeah, you are gonna have that. But like I said, when the food is gone, all that is going to be put to rest. You see? Reading on. It says, disturbingly, according to Humaydan, the elites are not only planning to clamp down on cash for ordinary people, they are hell-bent on eliminating it completely. At some point in time, hopefully we'll be able to be 100% digital, he boasted. Getting rid of cash will prohibit the anonymous transfer of funds, a premise already admitted by the banking sector. And the elites, they've pretty much already came out and admitted these things. Okay? They've already came out and openly admitted these things, that they've always wanted to have this CBDC run system. This is what, this has been the plan from day one. And they're so bold to say it because what is the average person going to do about it? Everything that you have is tied to this system. So just imagine a person that has $100,000 in a bank account and the grid goes down, right? Everything is wiped clean. And Esau come and he say, if you want to get your 100,000 back and have more, because Esau, he's going to come with incentives to where, whatever money that you lost, he going to incentivize it and say, well, for every $1 that you had, I'll give you 10 CBDC notes or whatever the case may be. People going to go for that, man. Why? Because they love their life in this world. And the scriptures say that he that seeks to save his life shall lose it. All right. So if you're going to go down to Egypt and you're going to seek help from this devil, he going to get you right where he wants you, and you're going to be lined up for the slaughter. This here as well, speaking about doing away with cash, Australia, they already there. Australia's biggest bank bans cash, forces customers to accept, Salakia, to adopt CBDCs or lose everything. And this is common knowledge. This is common knowledge of the average American citizen that this is the way that money is going. All right. Just the whole society around you is more digital, contactless, payment friendly. That's what kind of system that this is. The WEF controlled nation of Australia is forcing the public to switch to a central bank digital currency system, and has warned citizens that they risk losing all of their money if they refuse. You see that? So these devils telling you, listen, if you don't accept this thing, you're going to lose everything. Now, he's really not forcing you, because, if you don't care about this world, you're going to be like, man, to hell with that. I'm not about to get no CBDC. But he's causing you, as it says in Revelation 13. He's going to cause all. All right, this is him causing you. He's cutting off the physical money. Now he's telling you, you got to get down with the digital system. And if you don't, you just going to lose. Well, guess what? The elect, we understand that we are going to lose, man, because we have our minds already set to where we're pilgrims. This is not our rest. This is not our home. This is not where we have eternal life at. No, we just passing through. So yeah, what we have in this world, we understand at a certain point, we are going to lose these things, but that's okay, because all of this is temporary anyway, man. Even this digital system that the elites are setting up is temporary, because once E goes to roll out the CBDC, it's not going to be some long drawn out period for years and years and years where people are using this thing and this is just a way of life. No, really, once he goes to implement this thing, the end is going to come. Once he goes to implement this thing, that's when this devil, he's really going to be in some trouble, because that's his ass. All right, because the Lord is shortening the days for the sake of the elect. So these things are being done to fulfill prophecy. But at the end of the day, these things must happen. These things must come. One of Australia's biggest banks, Macquarie Bank, told customers last week that it will completely eliminate cash this year. And if customers refuse to use CBDCs, they will own nothing. And they can do that in Australia because then people over there ain't got no way to fight back. That's why, ever since the pandemic started, they've been heavily draconian in Australia. But that's because people can't fight back. They don't have firearms to go up against the government. Here in America, people have a Second Amendment right that they can bear arms. So the elite are kind of more wary about just, straight up doing what they're doing in Australia. Here in America, they got to find a way around the Constitution. You see, and the way that they're going to go around it is they basically going to pull the plug on the whole system. You see? Jumping down. Oh, so they even gave a date, right? Check this out. From Friday, November 1st, 2024, you won't be able to write or deposit personal checks, deposit or request bank checks, deposit cash or checks over the counter at NAB branches, or make a super contribution or payment via check. So checks are being phased out. Physical money is being phased out. Once the changes are rolled out, Macquarie customers will only be able to withdraw paper money from using their accounts using ATMs owned by rival banks, with withdrawals capped at 2,000 Australian dollars per day. The move comes amid a broader shift away from cash across the country. A total of 424 bank branches, representing 11% of all banks in Australia, were closed from June 2022 to June 2023, according to the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority. At the same time, banks removed access to 718 ATMs. So if they're telling you that you're only going to be allowed to withdraw paper money from ATMs, but they're removing all the ATMs, really, you're not going to be able to have no money at all. Then the system is going to be completely digital, so money is not going to be of no use to you anyway. You see, so look, The grounds have already been set. This is coming. And don't think that this ain't coming to America. They already talking about it, doing this thing in America. Like I said, they're just waiting on the right crisis to bring this thing forth. That's all. So that's pretty much it for the article. Y'all get the gist. But look, man, life as you know it in this world is passing away. The fashion of this world is passing away. Let's get some precepts. Ezekiel 7 and verse 12, it says, "The time is come. The day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn. For wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return. Neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof." So look, all those that buy and sell, right, they are going to be mourning. All right. Neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. So the fact that these people have been able to strengthen themselves in their iniquity through their money, through their riches, especially these Edomites, they've been able to live high on the hog for such a long time. Now that they're facing a little bit of adversity, now they losing their damn minds. Because they're not used to that. They're used to living in ease. They're used to living in excess comfort. You see, meanwhile, the whole time, Jake, we've been living in the hood. We've been living in the ghettos. You see what I'm saying? The projects, the barrios. You know what I'm saying? That's where Jake is at predominantly. Right? Now these Edomites, they starting to feel it. And really, this is judgment from Yahweh Shemel Shai to humble them. All right, because listen, the time for you Edomites and other nations to live it up, this time is coming to an end, man. You see, and it's going to be a very profound fall that these people are going to go through. Nothing unlike anything they've ever seen or witnessed. They have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. And this is what's coming on the earth. We always speak about it. We always speak about the famine. We always speak about the sword. We always speak about mass judgments. Okay, even when you go into the pestilence, they talk Salakia. They're talking about this bird flu. Also, another disease. I think it's called Perion or something like that. This that they're saying is highly fatal. Could that be the disease X? We gotta wait and see. But Yahweh Shah told us that in the last days that we would see these things, that we would see famine, we would see earthquakes, that we would see friends turn on one another and fight like enemies, that we would see pestilence. These things are all happening at the same time, just like Yahweh Shai said it would. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. You see that? And that reminds me, I think that's in 2nd Ezra 16, where it says that he that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy. So look, even if, going into those preppers, man, because they're the ones that got the food supply like that to where they can hold out for months and years. They got years worth of ammo and all of that. But even if you escape the famine, the sword gonna get you, meaning that the Lord gonna send a spirit of vengeance against you to take you out. And even if you somehow fall victim to the famine, but you got the sword, the Lord gonna take you out like that too. So it ain't no escape. You see, if you wicked, judgment is coming to you, man. Point blank, period. Verse 16, but they that escape of them shall escape and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, and all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. 17, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. This is what's coming, man. Mourning in the land. You see? Babylon the Great is falling. See, this place is going down, man, and we living through it. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 19, this is the point here. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Yeah. So just like how the WEF, they telling you right now, the cash is about to be phased out. Australia, they not letting nobody withdraw cash. Everything is going 100% digital. Their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. See, so all these things that these people have lived high on the hog on, hang their hat on, having a 401k, having a retirement saving plan, all that's about to be gone. All that's about to be wiped out. Which shows you that life in this world is really all vanity, man. At the end of the day, it's all going to come to nothing. Like, you really got Jake out here talking about some generational wealth. How can you have generational wealth predicated upon wickedness? Like, yo, that's crazy, man. You really got our people out here talking about some generational wealth. Oh, I want to, have multiple businesses and pass the money down to, my children and their children after them. Listen, man, this system was not set up for you Israelites to have generational wealth. Our generational wealth is going to come in the kingdom when we're back in our authority. See? When the devil can't take our riches from us. That's when we're going to have generational wealth. That's when all of our people is going to be good, man. That's when we going to live high on the hog, bro. But right now, we got to go through this hour of temptation. Right now, we got to go through this straight gate. And this is what the Lord is preparing, man. This hour of temptation to try everyone upon the earth to see where they stand. So really right now, the Lord is setting it up to where you're going to have to make a decision. Either you're going to bow down or you're going to resist and, be thrown in jail, be put to death, be demonized for Yahweh Shai's sake. This is what's coming. This is what it's coming down to. All right. Matthew chapter 6. And let me see what I want here. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 19, it says, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." So guess what? The thief, which is Esau Edom, he's coming to steal your earthly riches, man. All right, here it is. You done worked hard, having a business or working a 9 to 5, whatever the case may be. You may have a savings account. You may have a 401k, pension, retirement, all these things that are really only good for this world, but they're corruptible because they can be taken away. And ultimately, the thief, he's going to take it from you. And really, it ain't nothing that you can do about it. It is what it is. This is why the hopefully elect, we understand that, we do go out and get our daily bread. Brothers have businesses, brothers have, hustles and, 9 to 5s and things of that nature going on. But we understand that, this is not our end all be all. These things are, the things that we do in this world is only good to sustain ourselves in this world for the time being. But when it comes down to us taking the MOTB and getting down with the B system, we not for that. That's when we gonna draw the line and completely lean upon Yahweh Bashem Rashad 100%. But now is the time for us to build up our faith to prepare us for what's coming. But just imagine the average person that knows these things are coming but doesn't know a way out. They don't have faith. They gonna bow down willingly, because resisting is going to be too hard for them to bear. But our mind is not here. We understand this is not our rest. We just passing through. We understand that for us, for the remnant elect, that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Because he's really set up to bring this temptation upon the earth. But we know that the Lord got us. So we don't got nothing to worry about. All we have to do is endure, keep keep our eyes single on the prize, which is getting the hell up out of here, ultimately receiving salvation and making it into the kingdom. That's where our mind is at. The people of this world, they're more so worried about how they're going to keep their earthly riches, how they're not going to take a L. But whether they like it or not, that's what's going to happen. You see, but yeah, man, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth nor rust doth corrupt. But what? Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt. See? That's what we're supposed to be doing. These earthly riches are all corruptible. And at the end of the day, it's all vanity because it's all going to pass away. It's all going to pass away, man. Verse 21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Yeah, so if your treasure is in this world, then your heart is going to be in this world. If your treasure is in heaven, then your heart is going to be set on the things of the kingdom. Your heart is going to be set towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. To hell with this world, man. Because these devils, they talking about November 1st, which is convenient for them because that's close to the election. And we know that this election year, things are going to get chaotic. All right. No, whether Biden stays in there or Trump gets in, things going to be chaotic either way. Because Trump, he already talking about all kind of stuff that he's going to do, bring back public execution and firing squads and put people to death for speaking against the small hat. That's what he's talking about. And Biden staying in there, well, he's only going to continue the agenda of the elites. So either way, it's pretty much evil and evil. But listen, man, things are continuously getting worse and worse day by day. Society is getting more wicked. That's why it's imperative that as this world grows more wicked, that we get closer to our power, that we seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua 100 times more, because we need that protection. We need that hedge against the wickedness of this world and the wiles of the devil. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out here. Lord willing, Adonai Ratazah, this lesson was edifying. Call halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Until next time, shalom to the elect.